guys and girls, it's Nathan Birch here from the B.Invested headquarters, and today I want to talk to you about it's all about luck. That's what all losers say. A lot of people have heard over the years, you're just lucky that this has happened, you're just lucky that's happened, you're just lucky, you're just lucky, you're just lucky. Well, I think that's what losers say. I think that's where they like to point the finger and go, well, I can't do it, so it just must be luck. So today I just wanted to reach out and talk to you all about my 2017 and how tough it was and all that sort of stuff. So I made the goal publicly going back 18 months ago that I was going to be a billionaire by the age of 40. And anything that's worthwhile is never easy to achieve, otherwise everybody would be doing it. Obviously over the course of the last 15 years, been hustling and buying properties and building a property portfolio, it all came down to having that initial strategy, which was to build a foundation portfolio in order for me to build the extra levels on top. Has luck played into it? I don't believe so. The only bit of luck that I think has played into building a portfolio is actually being alive and being born in this country with all the opportunities that we have at our fingertips. Looking at what the last 12 months for me has looked like, it's been very, very tough. Went through some very tough times, so maybe just a few of those things. I think a lot of people go, oh, Nathan does it so easy, it's hard for me to go and do it myself, whatever the case may be. So I might just throw out there a few little hurdles and challenges that I had over the course of the last 12 months. I bought a lot of property going back over the course of the last 12 months, which when it came time to settle, APRA had obviously made credit very, very difficult to obtain. And that caused a lot of dramas from my side. So what are some of the hurdles that I overcome? I was finding it difficult to settle the properties, which I settled all of them, apart from one. And it hurts me to say that because over the years, I've always been very, very proud of the fact that I've always settled every single property I've signed a contract on, apart from one this year. Pulled out just because it was the right thing to do, and there's no problem in that as well. Some of the things, I don't know if you guys have ever found it tough to pay a council rate, a water rate, a car reg or whatever, but from my perspective this year, it was probably 2 or 3 occasions where I didn't pay bills or pay the mortgages on time, which came back and hurt me from that perspective. Sorry to all the banks out there, it just happens sometimes even to the best of us. Looking at, my investing strategy has been a game of, monopoly. And for a better word, I've seen this year as something that I've sold some properties off. If we look at 14 going on 15 years of buying properties and not actually consolidating and selling stuff off. I don't sell properties, I'm in the business of buying properties, not selling them. So over the course of this year, I've sold off, maybe about half a dozen to a dozen properties in order to raise capital to put into other projects and go forward from there, just because the banks are being a lot tougher. So I realised that from having a foundation portfolio, that was able to, help me piece the jigsaw puzzle together for the next layers of where I'm going to get to a billionaire status. Now, if we look at the numbers that I always talk about, 18,000 property investors in this country that have 6+ properties. We're in a country of 24 million people, 25 million people. So that's less than 0.001% of the population is in that elite club of having 6+ properties. And those guys there, I'm sure if you ask them about how easy it's been, no one ever said that property investing is easy, but no one ever said that being stuck in a job, being a slave for a boss that you hate, doing shit that you don't want to do because you have to earn some money is easy either. So just trying to put it into perspective, I found a tough market due to finance, not just tough from buying finance, but I had a lot of properties to settle, and I mean, in the tens of millions of dollars worth of properties to settle. And what were the hurdles that were along the year? I wasn't even tuning out of a can, but I was feeling very, very, tough financially from those side of things, from a cash flow perspective, from a perspective of being able to use my foundation properties that I'd bought, using some of my portfolio, being able to push myself in a position where now I've got some large parcels of land to develop, as well as retaining, 98.5% or whatever it is of my portfolio in order to take it to the next level. So, it's important to have that strategy, it's important to have the goals, it's important to realise when all the shit's being thrown your way, that you need to keep walking through that in order to achieve your goal. And I think that's where a lot of people fail, is that they actually, go, it's all too hard, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to go do that, I'm going to do the next thing, but remember what the bigger picture is, and remember to be committed, focused, and determined to do whatever it takes. What does 2018 look like for me? It looks fantastic, looks very optimistic, and you know, I'm glad to see the end of my own personal sagas, and you know, that's where all the grey hair in my beard comes from. We'll catch up soon. If you need any help on your portfolio, you can contact us here at the B.Invested headquarters, and we'll catch up soon. Have an awesome day.